Hello Year 11 and welcome to your next lesson, which is exercise 5.06 on line graphs. Now once again, this exercise doesn't have a worked example, so I'm going to take this first question and work through it with you just so you know what you've got to do. So specifically we're looking at line graphs, and we looked at that really briefly in our last lesson when we were comparing the different number of members at a gym and their age groups. So usually with a line graph, we're looking at, on our x-axis, a time of some time. So in this case, it's going to be age in months. And then we're looking at something that is changing over that time. So here specifically, it's going to be weight. This could be things like height, number of cars, number of enrollments, it could be temperature, it can be a whole range of different things that we measure over time. So we're looking at a baby named Simon, and he was born weighing 4.3 kilograms. So this is his weight that's plotted every month from birth to 12 months of age. So one interesting thing to note is if I zoom in here, we're crossing our axis here. Now, I know a lot of the time you guys think we start at 0, 0. But if you remember from year 10, y equals mx plus c. Our m is our gradient or our slope. And our c is our y-intercept. So a baby isn't born weighing nothing. And this question tells us he was born weighing 4.3 kilos. So we would say this point here is 0, 4.3, because our x value is 0 and our y value is that 4.3. We don't need to do it. We could go and find a rough line for this, like an equation for this, but you can see that this isn't actually a straight line. So if I hold this and I draw a straight line up to my last one here, you can see that not all the data points perfectly fit on that. And that's fine because this is real data. It's not going to be a perfectly linear line. So for part A, we're asked what was Simon weight at 2 months. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find my 2 months. I'm going to draw up and then I'm going to draw across. So it's going to be about 6 kilograms. Now remember, you've just got to do your best job. You're not going to be exactly perfect every time. 7 months, we're going to do the same thing, up to our line, across. Oop, I went a little below, so I'm going to say that's 9.5 kilograms. So just make a logical estimation. So I can see that somewhere between 9 and 10, I'm going to go 9.5. You could do 9.3, you could do 9.6, as long as it makes sense. B, we're working the other way around now. We want to find an age for when he's a specific weight. So 10 kilograms, I'm going to come across from my 10. I am going to hit it here. I'm going to go down, and that is going to be 8 months. 12, find my 12, go across until I hit the line, making sure I stay straight, and then I'm going to go down, and that's going to be 11 months. So that's A and B done. Between which 2 months did Simon gain the most weight? So this can get a little bit tricky. I'm just going to go on with my eraser and get rid of some of this so that we can see the graph a bit better. So we want it where it's got the steepest gradient. So this would be a gradient of 0. And like this, I don't know what that gradient is specifically, but that gradient's steeper. Something like that is less steep, more steep. So we're looking for where it rises the quickest. Now, looking at this, I would say it's between this and this. So he's going from about 8.5 kilograms to 9.5 kilograms. So that is plus 1 kilogram. When we look at this, this is probably plus 1, plus 1, plus 1. That's less than plus 1, so we're not even going to write that. That's less. This one is going from probably about 7.9 to 8.5, so that's only plus 6. plus 1, and they're all smaller. So between which 2 months did Simon gain the most weight? I mean, this could be, if we grab our eraser again and just rub out what I've drawn all over it, because these aren't exactly on the lines, we can't say it's exactly putting on 1 kilogram, but when you're looking at it, it looks the most steep. So that's going to be between 6 and 7 months. Approximately how long did it take Simon to double his birth weight? So when we double something, we're going to times it by 2. So his birth weight was 4.3, we times that by 2, and it's going to give us 8.6 kilograms. So I'm going to go kind of here. That's kind of close enough. So it's going to be 6 months. 6 months to double birth weight. And finally, I'm not going to write this out, but suggest what this graph might look like over the next 12 months. Give your reasons for your suggestions. So it's a baby who, by here, is only 1 year old. So it's probably going to keep going up. You might want to, it depends how much detail you want to go in. It might show a few little drops because then this baby's probably going to start running, it's going to become a toddler, going to become more active. But generally it's going to have this continuous up, and then it's only for the next 12 months. There might be, like this, how it slows down a little bit every now and again. All right, hope that helped. Ask me if you've got any questions.